Artsword. Featured musician.
In the town of Louisville, there was a man they called Big Bad Bill. Let me tell you, he sure was tough, and he certainly did strut his stuff. My name's Phil Doleman. I play the ukulele and the banjo, and I sing old songs from the early part of the 20th century. He was a fighting man, sure enough. I've been playing music for over 30 years. I took up guitar at school and joined a band and played everything from heavy metal to folk. And then about 15 years ago, discovered the ukulele and haven't looked back really. That's when I was able to turn professional and tour all over the world playing the music that I love. Changed him somehow. Why the ukulele? Well, I've got two daughters, and my eldest daughter's 15 now, and when she was very little I took her to a music group, and I was really disappointed that it was CDs, not live music. So I said I'd come along and do some live music, but I couldn't push the pushchair and carry my guitar and get up the stairs into the library. So I bought a little ukulele, stuffed it under the pushchair, and it all went from that really. Well, he used to spend his evenings looking for a fight. Now he has to see his mama every night. Oh, Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Well, I've not only played with, but I've actually become a friend of one of my musical heroes, which is Del Rey. She's a wonderful guitarist and ukulele player, and I learnt a lot from her. Well, at the time they were VHS cassette lessons that you bought from the music shop. But thanks to the ukulele and the wonderful community around that, we met at a festival. And then I ended up playing on stage with her, and then I went and opened for her. And now, when she's around, we hook up and we arrange gigs. In fact, she came to Belper last year, sold out gig. So over the 30 years, I've done quite a few different things, sort of singer-songwritery stuff when I was young, and then later on I formed a ukulele duo with another guy from Belper, and we toured for about 6 years called The Re-Entrance. We did rock and pop stuff. We treated it like a rock band. We released about six CDs we put out over that time. And then after we stopped doing that, I went back to the blues and roots and Americana stuff that I love, and so I've put out a couple of solo EPs and then a couple of EPs with Ian, the guy that I was in the Re-Entrance with, playing with me again. So this new album is the first full-length album I've done in probably, 7 or 8 years. The new album, which I just happen to have in my pocket, with this rather lovely painting on the front done by a guy who just took my picture at a gig, Steve Elliott, who did this wonderful painting on me. The idea was I wanted to collect together a load of the songs that I really love. A lot of people sort of lump me in with blues, so I play a lot of blues festivals, but actually a lot of this stuff is pre-blues, and we're talking sort of string band and jug band and hokum and things like that were all around happening when the blues was becoming the thing. And a lot of that tends to get left behind and lost, and there's some great old songs out there. So really it's just a collection of fantastic old songs that I've found on dusty old record, shelves of records and things over the years, and I've tried to bring them back together. I've got a few friends on it as well, which is really nice. So a good friend of mine, George Bartle's playing brass on it. My friend Percy, who lives in Paris, thanks to the wonder of the internet, was able to contribute a mandolin to it. And I've got both of my daughters on there as well, one tap dancing and one playing flute. And a friend from a good few years ago, Matthew, who's come and played some fiddle. I've even got my ukulele group from Ripley singing backing vocals on one track. So I've tried to make it a bit of a family and community affair. The burying ground. Follow my girl to the burying ground. Well, I followed my girl to the burying ground, and I watched as they laid her body down. I don't really tour. I just keep gigging all the time. So I'm just back from teaching at a bluegrass camp for a week in the Cotswolds, Sore Fingers. But before that, I was in Finland doing a ukulele festival. In just over a week from now, I'm going to be in Scotland, another ukulele festival. Then I go to America. When I come back from America, I'm going to be doing the Acoustic Festival of Britain over at Utoxeter.
goodness me, all over the UK, and then in September off to Paris for a week in and around Paris playing. So all thanks to the ukulele. I think the nearest one I've got coming up locally is going to be the Acoustic Festival in Uttoxeter. I think that's the nearest to Belper at the moment, but I occasionally pop up at the Queen's Head here and there. So you can find out more at my website, which is www.phildolman.co.uk, and that's where you can go through the shop and you can see what CDs I've got and things like that, and you can also find out all the places that I'm going to be playing and just generally watch videos and find out more about what I do.
Sick and die one of these days.
Derbyshire Artsword.
Derwent Valley on demand.